Australia's jobs boom is on the wane. This month's figures from the Bureau of Statistics showed a net job creation of just 5,000 positions in March, and in February there was a net loss. The place where the pinch is being felt most is at the younger end of the jobs market. Millennials are often portrayed as entitled, smashed avocado eaters, but as Madeline Morris found out, it's quite the opposite. Many face exploitation and lack of opportunity.
So I started working at Touchwood in January 2017, so waitressing. So that just involves like serving food, taking orders, serving coffees, working at the till, that kind of thing.
Kim believes as a casual, under the award, she should be paid over $45 an hour for working the public holiday.
Would you like tea?
Yeah, I'd love a cup of tea, thank you.
Instead, she's not even making 20.
When I first started, I was paid $17.70 an hour. Since then, I've had 2 pay rises to $18.50 an hour, and then recently I've gone up to $19.50. But that's the rate regardless of the day I'm working, the time. So that's public holidays, weekends, weekdays.
What's the award?
So the award is $23.50, I'm pretty sure.
For her 30 hours plus a week, Kim believes she's been underpaid by at least $150 a week for the past year. It is, she says, standard for the industry.
I don't know really anyone who works in hospitality that gets paid award or penalty rates. Yeah, I think it's more common to not be paid properly than it is to be paid properly.
So wage theft is the #1 issue that we see impacting young workers.
Okay.
Keelia Fitzpatrick helps young people with their work rights. Her job at the Young Workers Centre is getting busier every day.
It's really become quite normalised in hospitality, in retail, in some areas of construction. It's just become the norm that paying award rates or following the minimum wage is an option that employers can or cannot follow. And employers are seeing others do it, and it's becoming more and more common.
Is there no penalty? Is that the problem?
There are penalties that exist under the Fair Work Act, but they're just not being enforced.
It's not just underpayment that's the problem. This month's job figures put youth unemployment at 12.5%, but that masks a deeper problem of underemployment. It's estimated around a third of all young Australians are either not working at all or not getting the hours they want. And of those who are working, around half are casual. Young Australians like William Yates.
Hold there, just wait till the lights are on you before you speak. I'm 24 and I work in sound and lighting design and technical management.
Tonight, William's volunteering. Even though he's been working in the industry for 3 years, he's only recently started getting paid for it. And the work he is getting is very insecure.
That's your microphone there. I'm currently employed at 2 venues and I freelance. I've worked for 4 or 5 different companies in the last 12 months. I have on average maybe an hour a week at the moment.
Of paid work?
Of paid work, yeah, probably an hour on an average. If you're looking at a monthly average, maybe 7 hours, 7 to 12 hours a month. I'd love to get 10 to 20 hours a week at the moment.
So how are you getting by on 7 hours a month?
Centrelink helps. I've got some savings, but not much. And the odd freelance job that comes in, I put as much of it aside as I possibly can.
Like lots of casual workers these days, William gets most of his jobs from Facebook.
Yes, when a job comes up on Facebook, you've really got to jump on it pretty quick because all the good ones get picked up really fast. Yeah, it's pretty tough. But as I get more work, get more contacts, and then more contacts means more work in the future.
In Brisbane, 19-year-old Aisha Tepar is also online looking for work. She wants to be an apprentice mechanic.
I've easily applied for over 100 within the past 6 months or so. Job offers 2. So this is the family car, our mighty AU. It's been in the family for about 10 years now.
This is what you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, what we're working on at the moment.
Apprenticeships have traditionally been fertile training ground for young workers, but Aisha says some employers are taking advantage.
A lot of what I've been seeing, I have a couple of friends going through this as well, is once you're hired, usually just before TAFE, they'll kick you off or they'll try to extend your trial and things, and that's really, really common in the industry at the moment as well.
Because they don't want to give you time off to go to TAFE?
Well, not even that. They don't want you to get signed on as an apprentice and they don't want to have to pay more because they have to help with the apprenticeship as well.
She spent 8 months on a work trial that kept on getting extended before she was abruptly let go. She was paid just $10 an hour and worked 50 to 60 hours a week. And unlike the young male employees, she says she was rarely given the chance to learn anything about the trade.
Like, I'd always try to sneak underneath the bonnet or underneath the hoist with one of the mechanics, but I was constantly yelled at or told to start cleaning. I don't want to pull the sexist card, but they were quite nasty and they were also quite harassing as well.
In certain areas, we know there's huge demand for more and more apprentices on jobs, but the quality of apprenticeships is quite questionable. And we know that because 50% of young people who start apprenticeships don't finish them. And that's compared to an OECD average of 70%.
Aisha Tapar is now knocking on garage doors as far away as Ipswich and Toowoomba in search of a job.
We're really trying to get back into it and nothing will put me off my passion.
Back in Melbourne, Kim Chignall has quit her job and is going to pursue a claim for underpayment.
I want to get my money back. Yeah, I really, I don't want to have worked for over a year and never get that money back.
Touchwood's owners didn't want to do an interview, but told 7:30 this was the first time Kim had ever raised the issue of underpayment with them. They said they value their staff and would get advice to resolve the issue fairly. Peter Strong of the Council of Small Business says most employers do the right thing by young workers, and if they're not, they should.
If you employ someone, follow the rules. There's no choice. You must follow the rules. And what we do need, but is a much simpler system so that any employer and any employee can look at the award rates or look at an award and they can understand it. They don't need expert advice, and then the regulator will find it much easier to regulate.